Join us and see. It's all about M 2015. We're not here to hoard or to keep it tight. Our community's generous, and that's dynamite. In the world of crypto, where greed can reign, Mitecoin's different, it's not the same. With every transaction, we're chasing a dream. Mitecoin's the future, it's not just a meme.
Hey everybody, welcome to another not Saturday night match'em stream. As you know, and you're here, I appreciate you giving me some of your time on a Monday school night, work night. I appreciate you guys that you guys jumped in on the chat. We had a busy trip, but I'll get to that later. Right now, we got to let you know that this is not financial advice. Do not get your financial advice from me or from this stream or from these crazy games we do. I want you and expect you to do your own research, as you very much should. I want to put out one more time, if you come across an article, be sure to share it in our Crypto News Telegram spot, because all we do for here, and that is for you to do your own research, because here it's for entertainment purposes only, and that is what we're going to do now. As that is finished, I'm going to get over to this screen and put this down there, and as you see that screen, it's time for the Solana Showdown, and this is going to be crazy, and as always, I got a crazy story for you, so I'm going to update it, and it is 199.45, 199.45, enter. Oh my goodness. Sweet Pea snuck in again for $40. I'm gonna write that down even though I saved the file. Sweet Pea. So I know this is a broken record, guys. If you have been watching this, maybe you haven't. I have not been watching crypto a bunch. I mean, I checked it a little bit down in Tennessee. But for those of you maybe that have been watching it, like, I don't know, like the last hour, on our drive home, we stopped and got a bite to eat. It was around, I don't know, 6-ish. It was like 195 or 196. It was low. And we just kind of, resigned the fact that it was going to roll over again and our villain would make an appearance. And then as I was getting ready for the stream, this thing started climbing. And I just literally checked it, I don't know, less than 5 minutes ago. And Chicken Girl was winning. And Crazy Chicken Lady was about ready to over. If it would have kept climbing, it was almost to 200 or sniffing 200. And so I didn't know what it was going to be when I updated it. So Sweet Pea sneaks in again, only 25 cents away. That means she earns 40. She's been a lucky winner the last couple weeks. Another $40 for a new buy Mitecoin to go to Sweet Pea to help boost our project. And so yeah, it's a pretty well deserved congratulations. She was. She put it this way, and I know I told you I wouldn't talk too long tonight. It's a work night, but when I was updating it, she wasn't in here. She was, I think, 25 cents to the good, or close. And then when she walked in and checked it, she was 6 cents off by losing. It had dropped and she was out of it. She was feeling the pain. So anyway, congratulations, Sweet Pea. And I talk about some numbers, and this is going to be a crazy situation. Well, for instance, I was a little bit late, a little bit after 8 tonight when I collected this, but around, I don't know, 5 to 10 after 8, it was the price of Solana, guys, was 197.68. So it's gone almost, definitely less than 2 hours, or less than an hour, it's gone up $2. It's crazy. That means, and it was last time for those of you that were, joining us and were looking to try to win last time. If you remember, last Saturday for our Solana Showdown, the night before was around 201, and almost everybody kind of thought it was going to go down, I think. Bottom line is last week it was 206. Was what it was when we checked the price, or when I did the stream. as far as preparing. And so tonight it's, it is technically 199, but an hour ago it was 197. So all that to say, it was down 4% when I was getting the numbers ready. So that's 4% red. That's, no bueno. That means our market cap was down. That means the Mitecoin to the US dollar was down. But this is where I'll do it, and I'm not ashamed to, pump up when we have a chance to pump it up. But everything else, so the price of Solana was red this week, and our market cap was red, and of course then that means our Mitecoin to US dollar is red. But guys, here's the thing: Solana is down over 4%, or at least when I did the numbers. But Mitecoin to Solana, that's up over 1%. So our total loss, our total drop in our bags was less than 3%, 2.81. So I know that might not seem like much, but guess what? If you're just holding Solana over that same time frame, you're down over 4%. So it's one thing. I like to tell you guys and remind you guys that even when things are going rough, we've got a lot of ways to to make it so that it works out and at least has a chance to balance out. And that's another example. What else do we have here? 300,000 Mitecoin. Of course, I didn't put it on here. I'll have to go back and look at that. I'm guessing it's around $5. It's kind of odd of me to bring that up without verifying I have it on my sheet. So that's we'll have to edit that out. But anyway, it's around $5, guys. Actually, it is. I have it. $5.29. So, I know, again, it doesn't seem like much, but there was a long time where that was just a little over $4. And I like the fact that it's cheap. I've said that over and over. Starbucks coffee, you wouldn't get that for $5. But anyway, so there's another $5. It's 300,000 Mitecoin is $5.29. With that way, when you tell your friends, your coworkers, your family, it's only $5. You should get into this thing, and that's exactly why. And the reason that you want to tell them that is for the very next thing I'm going to pull up. Because when they jump in and when you jump in and you get into this crazy thing, you pick a card, you watch tonight, you get another card if somebody wins. We'll talk about that when we see the board. You play some cards, you get another card, you share on the stream share, you get another card. All of that to say, this is Willie's M2015. He provided the video and he was watching as he always does, and I appreciate that, Willie, that you plug in. And so as the dev, I sent him 525,000 Mitecoin, and then I shared his address and asked you guys to bless his M2015. And I'm going to talk about that later, but right now I just want to talk about Willie's blessing. It's his M2015. So his wallet, his blessing wallet is I kind of like that, right? It's all kinds of twos. 2.22 million rounded up, 2.22 million more Mitecoin than he started with. And by my numbers, and again, this is old, back when, way back an hour ago when Solana was way down at 197.68, that bag that we sent him was over $39. So I appreciate that, and I want to thank any of you that jumped on and kind of are helping realize or put this kind of idea behind Mitecoin into action. I appreciate you for doing that, and I hope Willie does. I know Willie does, and I just want to continue to bless the person that is giving me some of their time and picking these crazy cards. So I appreciate you guys that stepped up. We had six blessings, 6 wallets, sent him a total of 1.69 million Mitecoin. And hopefully this project continues to grow, and maybe he'll come on and maybe he'll jump in Telegram in a couple months and he'll say, hey, remember way back when, a couple months ago, when that you guys blessed me with 39? Well, that's sitting at 60 now. So that's the goal. Or I just want to tell everybody and remind everybody one more time, broken record time, if Willie sells $39.08, which is just the number on my paper, worth of Mitecoin, and he wants to go buy himself a brand new swimsuit for, I don't know, because he likes that thing, that's okay, because all of that, or I guess technically that dev portion was set aside from the very beginning. But all of those blessings came in, and I guess I didn't verify all of them, but hopefully they're new buys, and we're just kind of opening up with a little bit of extra what we have, and we're saying, let's bless this guy. And that way, if he takes that out, we're all okay. It's just that blessing that we sent off to him. But anyway, bottom line is, I appreciate you guys for doing that. What else am I going to do? Like I said, it's been a crazy weekend. Oh boy. Hold on. See, you guys can't see that. That's for later. Okay, so this is what I want to do. I'm going to go to Mitecoin Metal screen, and I want to update everybody because we were down in Tennessee. I don't have a deposit this week, but I did want to update everybody. I don't have it printed out yet, but I'm just going to flash our Mitecoin Metal wallet. So that is, even with the price being down, we actually got in. I would have to verify that, but I think I put in our Mitecoin Metal room that I jumped into Solana. So that right there, if I can show you, maybe. That's all Solana. So that's how much Solana that our Mitecoin Metal wallet has, 1.57. So current market value has that at 313. And that's not bad. That's not too shabby. I think the last time that I posted, I believe we had 290. So that's been as high as 338. One of the questions that, again, I know I'm not doing what I told you guys I would do. It's taking a little more work than I had planned. That's why I wanted to get it into Solana. One of the questions that I've been kind of juggling with our Mitecoin Metal wallet is, yeah, now looking back, it would have been absolutely genius of us or me to sell that Solana back to USDC when Solana was like 213 or something, maybe even a little higher. I think our wallet was up to 338. And so, yeah, that would have been like a great idea for me to sell that and then buy back in now when it was 195. Totally agree. But what I don't know, and if you all have any opinions and suggestions, but obviously I don't want to sell that when it's 217 if it's on its way up to 225. Then you guys start throwing our villain at me and saying, what are you doing? So anyway, that's our Mitecoin wallet. I'm okay with that. Obviously, we're up almost $25 maybe, something like that, for just letting it sit there until we kind of decide, until we go live on some of our meme coin trading. So just wanted to share that with you. And now we do have to talk. We have to talk about the voting that has not been really happening. As you know, I've got posted a video on our Telegram group. I shared it on X, shared it on Facebook, put it on our TikTok, put it on our Snapchat. That's as cool as this guy is as far as social media. And the idea is that hopefully, I mean, obviously I'm going to have a little fun with him. But we had to know what to call him. And so I had that video that I was going to show you, but I could not figure out how to make it full screen. So what you're going to hear me now, if you haven't watched that video, the real question is why. The next question is if you haven't voted, why? Because we have to figure out who we're fighting. And so what I've done in that video, it's the same way. It's in alphabetical order. And so here's the names, and I'm just going to run through them real quick. This is for our basically our villain. Our villain, this is for voting for the name of our villain. And then once I go through these names, I'm going to go over and kind of tell you what I envision that dirty dog doing. And then you can go back and look at the video and vote on your name. It did come up, somebody DM me, and I want to tell everybody that's listening now, especially if you are one that submitted your vote or submitted a name. You absolutely, if you're on obviously Telegram, put a vote there. You don't have to say that it's your name, just put a vote. Obviously, if you don't vote for your own name, that's a pretty weak name, bruh. Well, sort of, unless you just are overwhelmed by somebody else's name and you're like, dude, that is such a good name and that's better than mine. Then vote for, obviously I want you to vote for the name that you think is the best. But you can vote on Telegram. If you're on Facebook, vote on Facebook. That's how we get interaction, right? Somebody figures out that one of your friends looks and gets notification that you wrote some weird name when they're like, what are you doing, you freak? And then you get to tell them about Mitecoin. That's the point. You can vote on X. If you have an X account, vote. If you don't have an X account, get an X account and vote. If you have TikTok, if you're not subscribed, you should be, because you can vote on TikTok. You getting the point, right? Snapchat, respond with that. I guess I don't know whether you all can see that, but I'll take those votes. Hope you can trust me. So bottom line is, that's the whole purpose, guys, is to kind of get some action and get you guys, I don't know, voting. Here's the bad news. Well, sort of bad news. It is kind of bad news. That video kind of tells when this villain's going to make an appearance. For instance, when we get to the matchup tonight, you're going to see an appearance because there's going to be a lot of this dirty snake showing because there's a lot of open spots. If, now he doesn't get to show up on Solana Showdown because Sweet Pea came back, but obviously he would have dropped some smack on you all if nobody could stink and guess Solana for 2 weeks in a row. But here's the thing, and our M2015s, he's going to be an honest reviewer, and he's going to let you guys know whether that's gonna what Mitecoin's after or not. So basically, he's going to kind of be the feedback. He's going to be the mean guy where I get to play the good cop. He's going to be the bad cop, and he's going to be a straight shooter, and he's going to kind of hold up. Got him. He's going to bring the heat if he has to. All for the benefit of Mitecoin, all for the benefit of the project, of course. But anyway, that video kind of goes through. Hopefully he doesn't have to come out against me. But if there's a big beatdown in the game tonight, or any sort of Texas Hold'em game, or any competition that there's a loss and he can rub it in somebody's face, he's going to do it. So just be prepared. Don't be a kind of a snowflake, I think that term is. Don't be a wimpy wimpus. Just take it all in good fun. Take your medicine and put him away. The last thing I'll say about our villain, and considering I've got a lot of stuff going on, I'm not sure how long it will take, but in my head, it's a great idea. I can use AI to edit our little Mitecoin character. I envision, and I don't know how it plays out, but I envision there's some battles, right? Our little Mitecoin guy. He's kind of the cause for good. Then we've got our villain, who's going to be the bad part of this deal, and there might be some battles between them. So I guess that's kind of what I have in my mind. So if you have any ideas along that road, share them. I would love to hear them. But that's kind of what I've got going on. Bottom line is, guys, he's going to be showing up, and he needs you to vote. Couple things. One, especially if you have a name in this thing, there is going to be a payout to somebody, whoever is going to end up being the lucky winner of who named our villain is going to definitely get some bucks. And for those of you that didn't maybe watch the video yet, I don't know why, this is another good lead-in to go and list somebody to vote for you, because somebody that votes for the winning name that isn't in our project yet, I will reach out to them and I will offer to buy them in. They can check us out, no charge. I will pay their money to get in, and it just as a little welcome and a thank you for participating. So there's just another reason to go recruit some votes, right? Now, here's kind of the bad part. And as you see here, we have this, whoever he is, he's behind that screen, behind our names looking out, and there's a lot of them showing. There was one, I remember who it is, somebody up in that top corner, maybe Ray or somebody. There was one rectangle, one spot that was just white, and he was kind of ruining my party. But somebody literally just shows him tonight. And so that means that there's this dirty, stinky villain behind, basically looking to talk smack. So that means that it's time to do our match 'em and see. Again, this is going to be a little tougher. This is, I think, I don't know, I should have noted it, at least our 6th week of trying to go no rollover. And so, because it's a work night, and I do have a little bit of a stream share, round 1 vote, and I will say that I'm really excited to add the next stream share. But round 1 vote, start poll. You should see it live, I hope. And if you don't, as always, you can jump on and type it in the chat. If you do that, please do it fast so that I have time to calculate it, and hopefully it's not an issue. While you do that, I've got to get rid of this wallet off my iPad screen, and I need to open up the latest. I think that's the latest, and hopefully it is. And then we can find out who's going to win. Hopefully somebody wins tonight. And we will jump up here and poll. 9 votes. Hey guys, here's the deal. 9 votes on a work night. I appreciate all of you guys giving me some of your crazy time, and I'll try to respect it. Number 2 is the winner. We got 9 votes. That means I always get paranoid. I mix these cards up without knowing, and I'm always afraid I'm going to stick them in upside down. But round 2 is the winner tonight. We're going to find out if we are red or black. The winning card tonight is black. Actually, I'm going to circle that before I flip the other one over. And of course, that one is black because red is right there. So as always, I'll put the 1 and the 2 back in place. Put that 2. Mix them up, round and round. Nobody knows. I'll slide 1 under each. And actually, it probably hurts, guys, to be honest. Because actually, no. Round 2. It's not too bad. This is kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. Spades did some work this week, and so maybe we got a chance. Maybe you guys got a chance. Round 2 vote, and a 1 and a 2, and it should be live. So if you all ever have a chance to go to Knoxville, Tennessee, I will say they have a park down there that is absolutely amazing. I think I put one picture in our Telegram group, and this slide was crazy. It was probably 40 feet up, maybe. It was tall, maybe more. The crazy thing is that was one park of like this acreage. We drove to another spot. There was a tree house. There was another slide. It was unbelievable. They had a hollowed out log. It was like a whole outdoor feel. But this park went forever, and we had a wonderful time seeing Corey and Patrick and the girls. I got to get some nuggles in, and that's always a win. And now I'm just going to hopefully recover from this crazy weekend, long week. So we had 9 votes last time, and we still got 9. I appreciate it, but hey, we switched it. We're over to number 1 now by 55%. I'm torn because I would like to see somebody else come in, but with odd numbers, you can't have a tie. So let's find out if we are clubs or spades. It's pretty obvious that you guys want spades. This is why we need to name the villain so that I can like kind of speak for him, if I will, right? Because he's obviously pulling for clubs because he's looking to dump on you guys. So here we go. That is a spade, and that means it's Team Mitecoin that is going to hopefully get their revenge because the club's over there. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to tell you right now, you don't even want to know what is going to happen if you guys can't win this. You guys obviously see why, I'm assuming. So there's that. And let me go to round 3. Oh my goodness, you guys. Round 3 is spades. And the reason I'm saying that, I'll tell you after I add this vote. Okay? And then you'll understand. Round 3 vote. 1, 2. Start your poll. So here's the, it should be live. Here's the deal. We had a kind of a late drive-in tonight. I'm getting some stuff ready. And normally I turn off, I know that you guys don't care, but I have to select what boards I show you. And normally I turn them all off, and then I have to just go in and select them. I can just tell you right now, this is the exact same board as last week. By that, I mean, round 1 shows all of them. But when I clicked to round 2, it hadn't been cleared, and it was blackboard. And then I clicked to round 3, and it was spades. So, yeah. So basically, we're doing a repeat of last week. So cast your vote, and you can obviously see why. It's going to be a big burn on you all because literally there's one brown spot. And it goes without saying what the brown is, right? It could be dookie. It could be a dump. It could be excremite. It could be a big smear. It could be stinky. It could be a turd burglar. It could be a smellinator. You gotta help me out. Who's leaving that brown stuff? Right? You gotta go on. You gotta vote so we can know who to blame. So we are going to end our poll. And 9 votes again. And now we jump back over to number 2 by 66%. Quick math tells me that's 6-3. So now we're going to find out whether we're high or low. This is going to be this is a kind of a big turning point. If this is a low spade here, guys, we got a guaranteed winner and the streak continues. Even though I was a little worried tonight. If it's a high spade, oh my goodness. You 5 that would be alive, you would be under some serious pressure. So the winning card tonight is low. Wow, you guys did it. You guys did it because the high card's over there. Hey, now it's exciting. Now it's all cruise control. Now, you guys got to decide, like somebody's. It's kind of like the Survivor game, right? Where everybody's on the same team, on the same, I don't know what they call them, tribe or something. And hold on, you got to wait for me to finish that thought because we got to go to round 4, and we have a low spade. And we're going to show the low spade, and then we will start the vote, and then I'll bring you back to Survivor. I got to make sure I keep chucking because it's a work night and a school night, and I don't want to get in trouble by making you oversleep. Round 4 vote should be live. So there's your vote. Obviously, there's all kinds of names, but here's the thing. It's like Survivor, right? If you're not a Survivor, I'm not, my family loves Survivor, but here's the deal. When you're against the other teams, then it's like, yeah, let's get them. But eventually, it's like you got to start eliminating it down to like one final survivor. So like even right now, right? We got Sean and Sweet Pea and Ray. Yeah, you guys, the other guys, Willie and Dan and Pate. Whoa, Patey, bruh. I don't know if he's on or not, but he's got 2 spots. So you guys got to decide. It's going to, and actually there's some people here in the same house. This could get ugly. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing some recordings of any, ruckus that happens. I would really appreciate some smack talking, and you know who you are. So let's find out. Round 4 stays with number 2. And we're going to find out right here because number 2 is the winning number. And we're going to find out if this is odd or even. Okay? And if it's even, there's 3 left. If it's odd, it's 4 left. Technically 3 because Patey's a ninja. And the winning card tonight is odd. It is odd because, of course, even is right there. Okay? So that means that we have an odd low spade. That means there's a 1, a 3, and a 7. So we're going to mix them up, all mixed up. Get these main cards out of the way. We've got, wow, okay, Willie. Sorry to talk smack a little bit. You're going for a double win. So now we're going to stick 1 under the 1. I think I just moved the camera a little bit. Nothing like doing that during the live stream. We're going to put 1 under the 2. And then 1 under the 3, and then 1 under the 4, and that's not too bad. And now we will go over to the final vote. Low odds spade. Sorry, bear with me. No, that's diamond. Sorry. Low odds spade. This looks like what we're looking for. There's the finals board, guys. We've got Willie and we've got Dan trying to take out Patey. And I would like to tell you that they've never had battles before, but they have definitely met in some card games. And there's been some smack talk among these guys. So it is fitting that these guys are battling it out. And yeah, so it's a little quiet over there, huh? So maybe somebody was... what I really want to know is whether there was any smack talk ahead of time. That's the question. So here we go. It's an odd, so that means we've got 4, ace, 3, 5, and 7. I will turn this on. The final vote is up, everybody. And so the ace belongs to Willie. Dan has the 3, and Patey's got the other 2. I know that I say this every time, but I should have said this earlier, but none of you guys are rookies. You're not, 1 is not for Willie, 2 is not for Dan. Patey doesn't have 3 and 4. Those are just the order of their cards, and they're completely all mixed. I have no idea what's under what, right? I know it's kind of random, but it's still fun. Still exciting. So cast your vote for what number do you want to, to win, to have the most votes. Then, as you know, we kind of dump on the biggest loser and eliminate them first, and then we go until we narrow it down, and then we find out who the winner is. So cast your vote. We got 4 to choose from, and hopefully we've got it. And we've got 9 votes. Oh my heavens. Number 4, that's kind of sweet. Number 4 has 44%. Oh, come on. Number 3 has 33%. Number 2 has 22%. And I feel bad for number 1. Whoever is under number 1, you got absolutely 0 votes tonight. So this is what we refer to as the biggest loser. So again, you do not want to see your card. Willie, you don't want to see an ace. Dan, you don't want to see a 3. Patty, I'm not sure you're on tonight, but you, when you go back and watch this, you do not want to see a 5 or a 7. Okay? So this is the biggest loser. You do not want to see your card. The biggest loser with absolutely 0 votes tonight, match'em number 49, first round, is 7. So, Patty, here's the deal, bruh. When you literally have half the cards in the finals, yes, that's kind of a hit, but you totally are still in the running, right? It's still in the running. So now here's the deal. We're going to work our way over because number 2 is the next biggest loser. Number 2 only has 22% of the vote. So obviously, loser. So now it's serious. Now Patty only has the 5, and of course Willie has the ace, Dan has the 3. The second biggest loser and the non-winner of match'em 49 is, oh, Dan. You had such a good chance, bro. That was your play card. That was, for those of you that don't remember, that orange card is because Dan slid into a poker game, and that earned him that card. It gave him so close. But here's the deal. We are looking at either Willie, which would legit be a double winner, 2-time winner, consecutive, or basically Patty, who is, I think, only a couple victories away from his double. So, yeah, surprise. So, basically, it's the lucky dogs again. Maybe we need to come up with another stinking mascot of something. But here it is, guys. The winning card tonight. It's down to the ace and the 5. If this is an ace, Willie, I'm just going to tell you guys, I know I've told you I wouldn't be long tonight, but I'm just going to say this. If I was a betting guy, the screenshots that I've been seeing from Willie on some of the other stuff he's been doing this weekend, he's kind of on fire. So that wouldn't surprise me. But Patty is the OG lucky dog, so this could be a dethroning moment. The winning card tonight of match'em 49, first round, guaranteed winner again. So that means we're moving on to 50 with the streak intact, is Patty. Patty comes back for the win again. Because, of course, the ace is there. I'm going to write Patty on the board so he knows. And I don't think I've seen him on, so he missed out on his bonus. That's all right. Well, he's probably got money, Mitecoin falling out of his wallet like crazy. Congratulations to everybody. And now we're not done yet. Hold on. I got to go to another screen so you don't have to watch that card. So, real quick, I'm going to kind of go fast. And it's my answer for the stream share this week. I will say a couple things. You saw maybe some discussion in that stream share. Some of my questions that I will ask, they have the potential to be, I guess maybe not controversial, but very passionate opinions. And I just want everybody to realize that there are definitely different ways of looking at it. As far as what I know, some of the people brought up some vaccines, some of the government stuff, some of the food stuff. And I'll just as a side note, just real quick before I share mine, just as a bit of perspective so that you understand. I know some people that are involved with the seed business, right? And there's always, that's a very passionate topic about what goes into the seeds, things like that, and how we treat them. And all I would say is, and of course, there's always, this is not a one size fits all. Okay, I just want to give you some perspective. And if any of you are gardeners, you would understand this. And if you're not a gardener, if you're local to us, if you drive out to our local highway and head towards Iowa, you can see a field off to the right that, if that was a somebody's sustainable crop that was going to let's say feed the small town I live in, and it had the amount of weed growth that is surrounding that crop, we would not have a lot to eat. So here's the challenge, and this is just one of the topics, and obviously it could go for vaccines, it could go for a variety of things that were shared, and that's the challenge of kind of, if you're red pilled or you change your view on something, that doesn't. There are other people with other views, and I would hope that, I expect that they do. They're going to have a reason to like why they don't see it the way you do. And that this is something that stuck into my brain because just recently, well, I don't know, within a month, I think, Andrew and I went over to Iowa and we saw this cornfield that was just, I mean, you could hardly tell it was a cornfield. And I think obviously I'm not a gardener, I'm not a farmer, but I do have somebody that I trust that basically kind of said, if we want a certain size field to produce certain amount, then we can't let it be overrun by weeds, right? And so I don't know. I know that's there. I don't have the answer, but I just want you to realize that those are things that people other than me. And if I'm just being honest, I just like to go to the store and buy the stuff that I want. If I at some point, if things get to the point where I don't feel comfortable, I'll have to grow it in my backyard or go elsewhere. I think somebody shared something about what was it? Other countries. 100%. We operate a daycare. We've had several families provide us formula from they literally, I think it's from France and stuff. They order their formula because the reality is that once you have a dog in the fight, i.e., once you have a little one that you need to provide formula for, hopefully we're all doing our due diligence and we're just like, maybe I'll just look into that. And that does go into, can we trust the government and can we trust the people that are setting the, what's safe, and all of that's all part of it. So bottom line is, that's why the reason that I asked that question is because, like I said, if you're online, you're going to see a million different opinions, but typically are going to be opinions from people that you don't have any relationship with. So if something that was shared in the Telegram group, if that is different than what you have always viewed, and except for some of you, most of us are somewhat normal, right? Hopefully that gives a little credence to, wow, I didn't even realize that, it wasn't even on my radar, or I've never thought of it that way. Not that you will change your mind, but it's just that I have a saying, if you're on my X account, I think I've shared it in Telegram, at least I did in our Bible study area. It's a group that we have called The Weeds, where we kind of dig in a little deeper. But there's some sayings I came up with. I don't know, one of them I didn't come up with, and I just added some others. But one of them is, I don't know what I don't know. So if I'm trying to decide like where I land on an issue, if you know information that wasn't even on my radar, well, by you sharing it, now I might look into it. I might not believe it or be persuaded by it, but it's just something that I can consider. So with that said, I'm going to give a general red pill with some specifics that I very much lean that the government is not being forthright. Okay. And I won't go, I probably, maybe I should, but instead I will just, I'm just going to give you the topics and the level that you want to know of, at least a little bit that I've looked into it. I'll leave that to you. If when you hear these, you're like, you're a freak and I might have to sell out of this project, I understand. I totally get it. If you say, I've always wondered about that, or gee, I wonder what he's looked into or what he's read or heard, then we can just, off the side, we can talk about it. But in general, like assassinations, JFK assassination, obviously it was before my time, and there was a lot of talk about it, and then there was some release lately, some information goes back to his brother's assassination, and then this is kind of a big one, and I know that you might look at me all weird, but let's just get crazy. Let's talk about, like, I don't know, the moon landing, right? I just did that's one thing I'll just share with you, and then I'll just leave it at that because it's getting late. I'll pray us out, and then I am anxious to include the next stream share question. But I was just, doing some research, asking, the computer, the AI, and I was asking about technology of 1969 and remote controls and things like that. And in the early 70s, the range of remote control ability was like 10 miles. 10 miles is like, that was the ability that they could kind of transmit and control things. The moon is 525,000 miles away. Now, I'm by no means an expert, and that's just one of many things that make me pause and say, And there's many more from the NASA website and things like that. I will just say that I think that it's kind of in agreement with what some of the others posted. I just not so sure that we can believe the narratives that the government's giving us, and I think it might be just, and it isn't even that, like, I just grew up just the news said it, the government said it, so, and it didn't seem like no harm, no foul. It was really, well, other than the assassinations, but if they say something and it really doesn't affect me, then I just kind of go with it. And I just am not in the same place. There's obviously ways like tinfoil hat and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. But bottom line is, there's a lot of things that I think have a different narrative, and I'm just not sure. And the bad thing is I shouldn't have that feeling. But there's a lot of things, and some like the assassination, guys, there's a lot of information that's out now, and I would encourage you, again, whatever narrative you've kind of been raised with, just realize that there are some other people that make valid points, at least for you to consider. Now, again, you may discount them, you may not find them persuasive. The reason I continue, you might, I don't know, I make a point of using the word persuade or persuasive, and the reason that I use that is because in the Bible, when it says, you must believe that this is true, you must kind of like have faith. Well, that word is basically just that you've been persuaded, that you've looked at it, you've considered it, and yes, you've persuaded me that is indeed the correct position. Now, as with anything, right? You're allowed to evaluate something else that comes before you. But that's why I use that word, because I really liked it when I found that when I was doing my Bible study quite a while ago. But that's what that word means. At least that's how it's used in the Bible. So when you hear the message of the Bible, when you hear what Jesus claims and what is claimed about him in the Bible, ultimately somebody that believes that, they're persuaded by that. And if somebody that doesn't believe that, they look at it and they're not persuaded. And there's obviously other ways to be persuaded, but that's one of them, is that when you read that in your heart, even when you chew on it, I told you I wouldn't go long. I apologize. I'll pray this out quick. But for me, just one less thing, I was not one that was persuaded like some people get persuaded like the light goes off and on. Like they know, like they may even have it written down in their Bible. They're like, April 2nd, 1983 is when I was persuaded to the point where I remember it to the day. That's awesome. It just was not my experience. I was a slow burn. I was persuaded over time until at the end of that journey, or at the end of that process, I realized, yeah, I've absolutely been persuaded that is the truth. So you can, there can be a lot of experiences in between there, but that's mine. But anyway, that's why I like to use that word. So that's why on all these things that we talk about, whether it be vaccines or, there's people passionate about all of it, I just want everybody to share what their position is and see if that's persuasive to somebody. So anyway, I apologize. I told you I wouldn't talk long. I'm going to pray us out and I'll let you have your night back. So let's pray. Father God, I just come to you right now, and I just thank you for just a blessing of a weekend to spend with Corey and Patrick and the girls, and the safe travels. Just thank you to be able to love on them and visit with them, and just a blessing of all of the grandkids. And I would just thank you, Lord God, for the dear new birth of a baby girl for dear friends. And I pray and thank you for a safe delivery and easing worried moms and grandparents. And I just thank you for the wonderful creation of life and the joy that little ones are. And I just pray your protection over that new little one. I pray your protection over all of us in this project. I pray for this project that it would represent you well, that I would represent you well, Lord God, that we would be a light maybe in the dark crypto world, and that we would just build our fellowship and build our friendship, that even though we're online, but some of us very much, Lord God, are in person. I just pray that we would fellowship and and come alongside one another and represent you well to each other. Give us a great night of getting good rest and be ready for the work week tomorrow. Just thank you for your holidays that you provide and that we have a chance, Lord God, should say, to just relax and take a break from our work. And I just pray that we would actually represent you well in what we do for a living as well, that we would represent you well in our work and in our school and in our relationships with our parents and our friends and our family and our children. I pray your covering over husbands and wives for patience and love and just kindness towards one another. I pray for patience and self-control with parents and children and any broken relationships. I just pray for amending and that your Spirit would work in all of our lives. I just thank you and praise your name, and I love you for your forgiveness, and I just pray that you'd watch over and protect us all till this next Saturday night. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen. All right, everybody, I apologize. I really had no intention of going long, and now I will let you guys get to bed. Emma, you're not supposed to be up. You're supposed to be in bed. I'm not taking credit for you oversleeping for school. So, all right, everybody, thanks, and see you Saturday night. Bye.